Hello guys, it's me Abdi KororFX mentor. This is chapter 5 train lines lesson 2. In this video we will learn about the train line hooking methods, train line setups, and also some confluences. So let us continue. So for the first thing, let us start the hooking method. Hooking methods, like, we have to understand that train lines are represented really support and resistance. You have to understand. So uh, what is support trend line and what is resistance trend line? So we have to understand that. So support, when it comes like resistance, for example, resistance of a TL, it means we focus on body bullish. All candles of the bullish body candles, okay, body bullish. And when it comes to support, all right, when it comes to support TL, we focus on body bearish. So we have to understand that always when we're making the body of the bearish, we are really identifying the supported trend line. So let us find some examples. For example, if we focus on the body bullish, let me make this, all right, and then I want to make you see how and what I mean. All right, so for the body bearish and the body bullish, whenever we are making the body bullish, we're making a resistance. For example, here this candle of the body is a bullish, right? So you can see that it's a bullish, and that's the okay. So this means it's a resistance. Okay, this means a resistance. This means a resistance. All right, resistance TL, resistance is trend line. All right, that's the resistance is trend line. So when we focus on the bearish, when we focus on a bearish, for instance, this bearish body, like this one, this body close of the bearish and this body close of the bearish, then these two, they are forming a support, because whenever it's a bearish body, we got support TL or trend line, supported trend line. All right, so that's exactly the hooking. So the other important thing that I want to teach you is about the confluences of the trend line. Means we focus on first point. So we must get almost every time point A, let us call point 1. What is a point 1? It must be SnR, okay, Malaysian SnR. And then, because this is what we wanted to make, what is called the decision, and then point B must be point 2, let me say point 2, okay, must be trend line, okay, TL, it must be a TL. So for example, we can see that price is really pointing. What is the point 1? Before you wait the price to touch this trend line, this is a point 1, okay, so that's point 1. SnR must be point 1. Okay, before you place the trend line, you must get it SnR. All right, so SnR is point 1. Okay, point 1 is SnR. When you get the SnR as a point 1, so point 2 is make your trend line, then wait the price to touch. So always TL must be your point 2. Okay, TL is is a point 2. So first thing first is you make the trend line number 1, and number 2 you make the trend line, and then wait. So what is here then? When you wait the price to touch, what is here? Okay, it's exactly this area is a decisional point. Okay, decisional point together, because you have exactly you have SNR. Number 1 you have SNR plus TL, and that is equal decision. Okay, decisional point. Okay, decisional level or decisional point. So there is how you can enter the market. So the second option, like here, price is really touching this point. Try to find out SNR here. You can get an SNR which can either be a lefty. Okay, that's the SNR you see. So trend line is touching. So what is SNR? So SNR, okay, number 1 is SNR. All right, number 1 is SNR. You get the SNR first, and then make your option 2, which is the trend line. Okay, all right, and number 2 is the trend line. So together, when they touch each other, the point where the SNR and the trend line is touching is exactly the hooking point of where we want it to sell off. So this is where we call decisional level, and then that's exactly where you can enter the market. And no matter how it sells or buys off, but we must see price rejecting SNR plus the So this is clear now. I think you really understand the hooking point. Hooking point is where we always focus on the body bullish and body bearish in order to find out exactly the support and resistance of the trend line. And the second option is the point. Point is like we always focus on the bodies. All right, the body closure is where we always focus on the close of the bodies in order to make the trend line. Then we have to firstly think about, is there is SNR or support or resistance of the Malaysian SnR type, whatever type it is, whether it is the apex, whether it is like gap, whether it is like head and shoulders, yeah, or a QM setup, whatever. But first, the important thing is the SNR. You must have the SNR first. So then when the trend line and SNR meet together, like this one, SNR plus the trend line, there is the decisional point. We have to understand it. My friends, please always pay close attention to the location of the trend line points. It must always be the body, that is the body closure, not the open. Always focus on the candle close of the body. We do not care about the wicks. Okay, when we are making the trend lines, do not use the wicks. Okay, we do not want the wicks, okay, as a trend line. Okay, always focus on the candle close. Even if bullish and bearish candle meet together, always drag the extended trend line from the closing points. All right, from the closing points. Do not always focus on the open candle. I think that this is really so amazing. So that is the confluence with the SNR, Malaysian SnR plus trend line. That's it. So the other thing I'm gonna teaching you here is trend line setups. We have only two setups for trend lines. One setup is for the bullish and one setup is for the bearish, and we call it selling setup, which will be a reversal pattern, and also buying setup, which will also either become a buying setup. So let me show you what the selling setup looks like in a line. All right, so let me show you sell setup, which is a reversal. Okay, reversal pattern. So I want to show you this because you have to understand everything about the trend line. So first thing first, we have, for example, we have a pair and price move it up, all right, and then create some shapes like this, and then really fall it until it breaks this low, and then really comes back to somewhere here, and then it starts falling down. That's the selling setup. All right, what happens is like price created broke out on a structure, right? When that price break is there, we have SNR. That's the first point, because this is what I have taught you a couple minutes ago. First point is SNR. When we get the SNR, we want the trend line to get a confluence. Price still continues and takes this external low again. All right, this external low. All right, so when it gets the external low, then we want to make out the trend line then. All right, sorry. All right, so we have to make out the trend line. So we got the trend line, and then you guys see here we have this, we have confluence, right? We have a confluence, and the confluence is, we got SNR plus trend line. All right, and that's a decisional point where we can also enter. So that is the selling setup. For the buying setup, it's the opposite. When it comes for buying with the trend line confluence, it's the opposite, like the vice versa of what I have explained it right now. All right, the buy setup seems the same, but it's like rotated, like it's against what we have learned now. So the buying setup is like this. For example, price pushes up and then comes down, and then goes and then create a structure, and then goes, then break this structure up higher, and then comes back and then buys off. That's what happens. So we got the structure, the internal structure, which will give us the SNR. So this is the SNR. We must always focus on the SNR because it is the one that we always flow. The whole concept of this course is about the SNR. So this is also the external structure where we got a breakout. So we have to add confluence, which is the trend line. So we make it from the first point to the second point and wait the price to buy from that level. So in here is where we make our decision of the buy. All right, here is where we make decision of the buy. So what do we have again here? We have SNR. We have the confluence, which is SNR plus TR, trend line. I hope that this is really so amazing, so we can continue to the next video, guys. I hope that this video will help you understand some basic information about the trend line. Let us watch the next video.